When you're passionate about something, you always find the time to do it. Successful screenwriters are incredibly disciplined. Because we know movies, we can write them. And unfortunately, that's not the case. A mediocre writer is always at his best. Don't worry about anything except making sure you have a great script. The marketing department takes out certain quotes from their review, and all of them are a promise of an emotional experience. You will automatically, every single time, get an emotional response from the reader. But it may not be the desired one. Evoking emotion equals craft. The reader is your one and only audience. The character is not feeling happy, he's hurt, but we laugh. Two different emotions. You start with the end and the middle. If it's writing Memento, it doesn't matter. Every story has beginning, a middle, and an end. Everything that you write is actually an illustration of that theme. There's no stage in the game where it doesn't have to be entertaining and engrossing. Hollywood is about the marriage of art and commerce with the accent on commerce. This is your first script. Make sure that it has a high concept. If you look through a whole story, find the unique elements, and that should be, and use that as the hook. If you promise conflict, that automatically generates anticipation. Take something that's normal and you like make it the ultimate. If a film begins with a flawed idea, it will almost certainly fail, even if it's made with A talent and marketed to the hilt. The techniques for connecting with a character is the most important thing. When a star attaches himself or herself to your script, it's pretty much a guaranteed green light. Think about what a character wants. Make sure it's not average. The character in Beverly Hills Cop, we like it because he just says whatever is on his mind. It kind of gives a model for us to see how it's changed, because we might recognize ourselves in that character. The villain had a family, and he loved his family, and he loved his kids. We have goal and we have obstacle. If your opening is dull, it doesn't matter how exciting the rest of your script is. That's the bladder test. There is not a single point in your story where you can give the reader a chance to stop. If you don't entertain the reader, you know, you're failing as a writer. Always think about the question that needs to be answered. Say, okay, my God, this is the last leg. Get off the phone now. Get off the phone now. Get off the phone now, right? And you saw that tension. That's immediacy. It's your job to create new emotional responses. The very first thing they think of, they usually scratch it out. And they ask themselves, okay, what else, how else can a character react to this? Every time a character discovers something, there's an emotional reaction. Action, reaction, action, reaction. That's a different beat. The guy who's interrogating one character absolutely needs to have the truth, and the other person absolutely cannot tell the truth. You've learned about how to plan a scene and think about all the key elements that go into making a solid scene. Every writer has the same amount of words at their disposal. This will be how to avoid writing in a plain, boring way. Teddy Larson, rock and roll arsonist. That was the description. The sports pages have full of really high energy verbs. Every time you have a different paragraph, you have a different shot. You can tell that a character is angry. You can tell that a character is pleading. You can tell when somebody says a line firmly. So you don't have to tell us that. Every time you have a question that requires a yes-no answer, if you say yes or no, it's kind of boring after a while. Emotional tempo is the speed of the dialogue. Every time you have something that's not contracted, contract that. I usually can take out the subject, he, I, and then just start with a verb. And it just makes the dialogue that much better. You get this through research, right? You got to embed yourself in whatever world you want to write. There's no such thing as exposition. There's only discovery through conflict. On the nose means that your dialogue is exactly word for word what the character is thinking. Characters are afraid to reveal their thoughts and emotions. When readers read good subtext, you're automatically pegged as a professional. I'm going to give you 3 different contexts with the same exact line, and you'll see that that line takes on a different meaning. You spend the whole script being off the nose, that then there's a climax, it just bubbles up. This is the kind of pitch that you should have and develop in case you walk into a building and you're stuck in the elevator for 30 seconds as you go up to the 15th floor or so, and there's Spielberg there. You can excite him through your story, you can excite him through the character. Think about the highlights of your movie. If you only have an idea, I would not pitch it. Don't ever forget that a story is about a character. If you turn it down, boy, you'll be sorry, because I'm going to take it to your competition. It's about the script.